Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new freaky CHET HOLMGREN cards coming out today here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. These are the final players that are going to lock in for Diamond Giannis here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM today. You're going to have to be able to get CHET to get Giannis, in addition to the other 4 lock-in players that were required already, 3 of which were free, which were Steve Smith, Sean Bradley, and Sean Livingston. And then there was that Magic Johnson set as well. So if you want to lock in for Giannis, you're going to have to lock in this CHET set today as well, unless you were to, I guess, pull Giannis or pull CHET or something. But before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 15,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Let's take a look at this set. So first card today is this Emerald HOLMGREN. He's 7'3" with a 7'7" wingspan at the center position. He's a giant, but he's a slow inside giant. He's not able to shoot the ball. He's not fast at all, and perimeter-wise, he's not going to be good defensively. On the interior, defensively and offensively, I'm sure he'll be fine because he is very, very big, but without the ability to shoot the ball with 25 speed, all that type of stuff, this is not a viable card at the center position. Now, Kermit Washington's actually kind of, well, 33 ball. Never mind. He's not interesting to me. Kermit Washington had a card, I think it was 2K21, where he had a Galaxy Opal card that was absolutely phenomenal. That was one of like the best cards in the game when it first came out. This Kermit cannot shoot the 3 at all, and a 6'8" small forward or power forward who cannot shoot the 3 is a completely unusable card because spacing is so important. But with that being said, he does have 87 speed. He's an absolutely incredible defender with amazing defensive badges. If we were to get another Kermit card that could shoot the 3 ball, he would be phenomenal because he's an elite level defender, he's super fast, and he's a great athlete. This is a super interesting card that has the potential to become a really, really good card later on in the year if we get a better Kermit Washington because of how good he is defensively, the fact that he's a big small forward, all that type of stuff. I think this Kermit Washington card, while he specifically is not good, there is potential for Kermit as a whole to be a really good card later on in the year. Michael Ray Richardson is a 6'5" PG, but unfortunately he's a 6'5" PG who doesn't shoot the ball very well. What he is a great defensive point guard. Again, a super versatile defensive point guard who's big and fast and can dunk. Understandably cannot shoot the ball very well, 69 3-ball. Anthony Simons base, I honestly don't know what you're looking at there. I know Cedi Osman upper is quite good though. So if that's a decent base, you should be able to shoot pretty well with him. Movement-wise, he does have Curry escape. Pro behind the back is good as well. Levine dribble style is a pretty good dribble style. Normal leaner is fine. This card looks pretty good on paper. Like defensively, he's really, really nice. He's a very big point guard. 6'5" makes him like the 3rd or 4th tallest point guard in the entire, like the 4th tallest point guard of the entire game, tied with Oscar. And even without the shooting or playmaking or finishing badges, he's a versatile defensive guard. The lack of playmaking badges is honestly my biggest complaint. The fact he has no speed booster, unblockable, bailouts, handles for days, things of that nature, that bothers me a lot more than the lack of shooting. I don't know. Weird card, honestly, is Michael Ray Richardson. Page is 6'10", 6'11" wingspan. He's very big, and he's an absolutely incredible shooter with half catch and limitless range. He's a little slow at the small forward position, does absolutely nothing defensively, and is not particularly athletic. But he does have Evan Fournier base. This base does seem better this year, but still not a truly incredible release. John Wall escape is quite good. Pro behind the back, again, still good. Lillard dribble style is also a good dribble style. Gives you a nice push cross. So he's got some good offensive stuff going for him. If his release is nice, which it looks like it's okay, but not great, he's going to be a really, really good shooter, and he's not awful in terms of speed and defense, but he's not a great card by any means, in my personal opinion. Probably better at the power forward position, honestly, than the small forward position, because I feel like I require more defense and more lockdown ability out of my small forward, and he is 6'10", so he could play power forward and be an interesting card. That leaves us with 2 more cards for today's set, Brandon Ingram and then the lock-in, which is CHET HOLMGREN. BI is 6'8", 7'3" wingspan at the small forward position, so he's got good size. Hotspots from nearly everywhere. 6 Hall of Fame badges, 11 gold, 7 silvers, and 4 bronzes. It's going to be a very expensive card. 84 speed and excel, that's not incredible, but that's not bad. Shooting badges are very, very good. Finishing badges look okay. 85 driving dunk, 89 3-ball. Defensively, he's mediocre. 75 interior, 78 perimeter, 78 lateral, 77 steal. Playmaking badges has bronze speed booster and blow by, as well as gold handles for days and bailout, silver break starter. He's got a couple of good ones, no unblockable, and no defensive badges at all. Is a little unfortunate. Release should be fine. D-book dribble style is great. He's gonna have a great dribble style, so that's good. I don't know what this Ben McLemore fade is looking like. Honestly, we're gonna have to wait and see. PG escape I don't think is great this year. Pro behind the back is really good. I don't know why they're giving this to everybody, but it's a pretty good behind the back, so I'm not gonna complain about that. Well, I don't know. I don't know what triggers the behind the back sig, because I feel like some players like SGA has pro behind the back and SGA has an incredible behind the back, but Magic's behind the back isn't as good. I don't know. I'm not sure what triggers that exactly and why that is the way it is. But so we'll have to see, I guess, if he has a great behind the back, if it triggers the way that I think it does. But really long wingspan, super good size. He's a great offensive card, the shooting guard at the small forward position. This might be a great card to play next to an MJ. Like if you're going to lock in for Giannis anyway and you're trying to find a spot for this Brandon Ingram card, maybe you're a bench small forward next to a Michael Jordan if you have a great team, or potentially a starting small forward even next to an elite level lock like a Paul George too. If you're looking, like he's going to be a really good small forward as long as you're not expecting him to be an elite level defender and you have a lockdown defender at your shooting guard and maybe even a good defensive point guard as well. BI at the small forward position will give you that. And then he's got the versatility. If you're playing against somebody who's using somebody at the 4 like a Blake Griffin or a Sean Kemp or even like a Chris Bosh or somebody like that, I think Brandon Ingram can guard those guys and will be fine. Like he's not going to get killed by most of the 4s in the game right now. So you could play him at the 4 as well and he'd be really good there as well. With the D-Book dribble style and pretty good SIGs, he looks like an interesting card. So interested to see what that BI is like, and we will definitely do gameplay with him later today. But obviously the card that is most exciting today, outside of I guess being able to lock in for Giannis, is going to be CHET Holmgren, of course, a 7'1" center with a 7'6" wingspan who's going to be able to stretch the floor and do so athletically. 91 offense, 93 defense, hot spots from 3 out of 5 spots outside the 3. 6 Hoffs are catch, shoot, claymore, corner specialist, anchor, chase down, just and post lockdown. Look at the speed, 77 speed and excel. I mean, that is great. That will get the job done at 84 3 ball, 80 standing and driving dunk, 90 interior, 83 perimeter, 83 lateral quickness, 95 block, 82 vertical, 48 strength. The 48 strength is by far the most worrisome stat because I do think strength is actually a decently important attribute this year. And so I think CHET is definitely going to get pushed around a bit when he's matched up against guys like Wilt and Shaq. With that being said, he is still going to be a very good defender. He's going to get a lot of fluky stops because of how big he is, a 7'1" with a 7'6" wingspan, and then obviously also having good defensive badges. He does not get every badge upgrade, which honestly I'm not surprised about. I think Giannis is the only card from this set that will. But he is a good finisher. He's a capable shooter, has bronze, limitless range, half catch, shoot, claymore, and corner specialist is nice. Has handles for days and unpluckable, no quick first step, I mean speed booster, but that's okay. His release, I honestly don't know what CHET's release looks like right now. I honestly have not tried a CHET HOLMGREN card this year, and so therefore that's going to be a big part of deciding how good this card really is that release. I think that's going to be something that is a big make or break for this card. Not because he's bad if he has a bad release, but if he has a bad release, it prevents him. I mean, this card could be the best center in the game. I 100% think there's a good chance I play this card as my starting center next to Giannis at the power forward position if his release is good. If his release is bad, he might come off the bench or barely play at all. Like, I don't know how this card is going to fit. I think he looks really, really good on paper, but it's going to be really important to see, number one, what his release is looking like, and number two, what he's able to do on the court, how that strength rating affects the card as well. Because, I mean, on paper, to me, he's got a giant player ability, 7'1" with a 7'6" wingspan, super long arms. He's really versatile, and he's got the ability to stretch the floor with good speed, great interior defense. He's athletic, he can shoot, and he's got good shooting badges. Like, this card is really, really good as long as the release is capable. And I'm trying out his release right now with his gold card sitting here in freestyle, and the release is going to be just fine. I'm just going to tell you that right now. The release is going to be just fine. It is smooth enough, quick enough, and easy enough to green. You should have no issues with this CHET HOLMGREN card. And therefore, honestly, you're looking at the best center in the game, in my opinion. I find it hard to say that CHET is not better than Embiid. The only center that might be better than him, honestly, at the center position specifically, is Giannis. The strength is a big difference. Outside of that, really nothing to worry about. Everything else statistically, most important things anyway, in my opinion, because I don't think post games are that important. I think most of the important things actually favor CHET. He's a little faster, better perimeter defender, slightly better interior player, maybe in terms of dunking, but definitely doesn't have the post boost or the mashing. But I mean, he's not going to be a mismatch on the interior. He's not going to be dogging people out with drop steps and overpowering them on the interior and things like that. But I'm not really a huge interior player regardless. So for me, that's not the biggest flaw. And then you have Giannis, who can do all of that if you need him to. Giannis is a 7-footer. If you have CHET and Giannis next to each other, they complement each other so well at the center and power forward position. I don't know. And the fact of the matter is, CHET can play power forward as well. He's a 7'1" player who can play power forward. You could put him next to Shaq if you wanted to run an inside, or next to Wilt. If you still want to run that inside center, you can 100% do that with CHET on the court. And that's there's value and versatility to this card for sure. As a 7-1 power forward at this point in the year, I mean, he is, it's not KP and it's not Wemby, and I expected to probably see KP today. KP was the one that I really expected was probably coming today as the last freaky card, but it turns out it's CHET, and honestly, I'm totally cool with that. I did not get to use Dark Matter CHET last year very much. I mean, I used him on accounts and stuff, but I never locked him in myself on my account. I will be locking in this CHET, and I am incredibly excited to use him and to add him to the squad, because I think there's a really good chance he's the best center in the game. And this drop as a whole is really, really good. I mean, Michael Richardson is a weird card, but he's actually pretty decent. Page, same thing at the power forward position, not bad. Brandon Ingram is usable. Kermit Washington and HOLMGREN, not so much, but there's potential with those cards if we get them later in the year in better tiers. But then CHET is obviously incredible, and Giannis, if you're locking in for him, is the icing on the cake. Of course, he is going to be absolutely incredible as well. So with that being said, I'm excited to do these gameplays today, and we're going to try out these cards. We're going to see what we got, what we're cooking with, and all that type of stuff. So I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.